Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of A Holy Rust Revival. I'm Rob Smith, your host. Look y'all, this video is going to be pleading and asking for some help. I need some advice from you. But before we begin on that, let me introduce you to somebody. Come here, Kip. Hey y'all, this is Kip, which is short for Kipling. We live in the Kipling community in Mississippi in Kemper County. And you may have watched my videos in the past, and I've even featured my former blue heeler Sweetie on a lot of videos, but Sweetie took one for the team. We think it was a cottonmouth or a water moccasin, as some would like to call it, that took good old Sweetie out. She gave it a good fight and a good battle. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna post a picture here for you to see how big that water moccasin is. You're not gonna believe the huge snake that is. After she passed, about 5 days later, that snake came up to the chicken yard and my father almost stepped on it. And no doubt, if Sweetie would have been there, she would have stepped in the gap again to protect my father. But this hyperactive little animal right here has just found its way here. And he is a male blue heeler, Australian cattle dog. Was actually a stray, and took a chance on taking him in. And we've been spending 3 days together nonstop. We've been side by side. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have never experienced a dog that has become more acclimated to a place and more connected to a human than this dog right here. This is as far as it will get from me at any point in time. And it doesn't matter if we're in the Jeep going to town, if we're here on the farm, or if I'm riding the lawnmower. I just mowed this yard out here, and old Kip did not leave my side. Matter of fact, he took a mouthful of grass from the lawnmower and was happy with it. You might be about to chew the tripod down. Come here, boy. Oh man, he's a ball of energy and a welcome asset to Triple S Farms. I'm sure you'll see him in a lot of videos coming up in the future. Okay, here's where I need your help. In about 3 or 4 weeks, I've got a week off from work and I don't have a wedding in front of me. I'll show you the venue here in just a second. It's about a week after the big wedding we've had here on the farm. Still got the lights up in the barn, and anyway, that stress is off of a guy's life, and he's ready to think about something else. And here's what I'm thinking. I want to go to Colorado. I want to take one of these Jeeps and ride a trail. I don't want it to be I want to enjoy myself, okay? I just want to load up my Dutch oven in the back of one of these Jeeps. I want to load my tent, maybe get my M416 trailer fixed up to pull behind it on one of these trails and do a little overland camping. I don't want to get crazy. There are a lot of trails in Colorado that are really just rough roads. Some of those may need four-wheel drive, some of them may not. I prefer to do one of those medium roads that is going to require a little four-wheel drive, a little bit articulation from the Jeep. But Colorado is not that far from Mississippi. It's a good solid day and a half drive, and I think I could do it with one of these small Jeeps in tow. But here's my dilemma. I don't know which one to take. And I need your help to figure out which one you would like to see featured in a trail ride coming up. I could go either way on either one of these Jeeps. This old 73 Jeep CJ5 I pulled out of the woods about 2 months ago. Went through the transmission all the way. The engine's in good shape. I have noticed though that the engine is beginning to use a little oil. And I don't know if you remember in one of my videos that I took earlier, it was stuck. The engine was stuck, and I let the piston sit in penetrating oil for about a week. Got it running, got it freed up, and it has been running great, and it runs great now. I'm just noticing a little oil consumption, and it's probably in that cylinder that had those stuck rings. Other than that, this Jeep is nice. It's fine. I'm using it here on the farm. It pulls like a hoss. That 304 V8 is fantastic. I love it. I'm pulling everything with it. This one is just as equally in good a shape, probably better shape, engine and drivetrain wise. This has a 2000 Chevy 4.3 in it, fully fuel injected, with an SM465 granny low 4-speed transmission behind that engine that's mated to the original Dana 18 transfer case that's pushing power to the original axles. These axles have 572-to-1 gears. They're street gears. It's not good. It's right over 320 something to 1. I mean, that's not the exact number, but it's very high geared, but it's got a lot of torque in that V8. Both of these in the right circumstance will pull a stump. It'll pull this barn down. This one especially, you put it down in granny low in 572-to-1 gears and put that transfer case in low, you can put a brick on the gas pedal and walk faster than it will actually go. So look, let me get the camera and walk you around just to refresh your memory on both of these Jeeps, and I need your advice to tell me which one that I need to spend the next 3 or 4 weeks on working to take on a trail ride sometime about the 1st to 2nd week of July. Okay, let's get the camera and look. Okay, y'all, let me give you a little pan to show you the old barn that I've been working on. Future shop right here. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. About 5,000 square feet of shop space and many bays to be able to do things. I've already got my tractors in a wad up here. There's Tristan's tractor, John Deere B, John Deere M, and I've got another Cub sitting right there. That was my granddaddy's tractor, identical to that one. Anyway, still have the lights up, taking a lot of the decorations down. This was a dance floor, by the way. If you've seen some of my sawmill videos, this is wood that I cut with the sawmill, and man, it was fantastic as far as a good old dance floor was concerned, but I've got to pull this back up and use this wood in another place. All right, back to the Jeeps. Okay, there they are side by side. So this is a 1946 Willis CJ5. Looks like an old Willis, but not really an old Willis. Like I said, original axles, 4-wheel disc brakes. It does have power steering. It's got a modern radiator. There's the Chevy 4.3 V6. Completely just like it came out of a 2000 Chevy S10 Blazer. As you can see, I still have some wiring to do, but all in all, it's ready to go. The drivetrain is in great shape. That engine looks great in there. Looks like it was meant to be. Electric fan, and that's all wired in on a relay and comes on perfectly as the computer tells it to come on. Overflow canister works great. So I've been running around here on the farm, and she runs out perfectly. No issues whatsoever. 4-wheel drive works fine. Now, what I will have to do to get it ready for a trail ride, again, the wiring. As you can see, actually, this is my blinker power wire. It kind of caught on fire the other day because I just zip tied the blinker relay, and it shorted out on the steering column and almost caught on fire. Isn't that great? I believe I need a fuse in that line, wouldn't you say? These are some wires that go to the AC compressor, which I do have wired up, but I'm going to use it as an air compressor instead of air conditioning. The only other thing I really need to do, I've got to fasten the seat covers on well, but all the brackets are done for the seats. Power steering is done. I've got brake lights. I've got blinker lights. I've got tail lights, headlights, all of that stuff works. Body is in excellent shape. LED tail lights. What else can I tell you? Well, I've got to pull the gas tank. I've got a leak in the top ring on top of the gas tank, and I've got to make sure that I wire up for my fuel gauge. So I do have to do that. I've got to work on the windshield frame. I just have the rubber stuck in there to keep it from rattling so bad. I do have the windshield in, but I need to fix up the brackets so that doesn't rattle so bad. As you can tell, it needs all gauges. And I do have the gauges in boxes down there in the shop all ready to go. I would like to put a little roll bar, at least a roll bar in here. Ultimately, I would like a little cage, if we get a little more extreme, but I would, at least for this trip that I'm going on, have a roll bar in with attachments for seat belts. I do think I need seat belts. Keep old boy safe and keep him alive. Outside of that, there's just a lot of tinkering that needs to happen to get this one ready for a trail ride. All the suspension is in good shape. Now, we'll be honest, I've temporarily put these fenders on. I'm gonna have to pull them back off, line them up better with the hood. But other than that, the body is ready to go, and honestly, it's ready for paint. I don't know if I could get it ready for paint before this trip, but it's decent for now. I ultimately want to paint it kind of a tan color, a light tan. I guess kind of to simulate maybe a Jeep that would have been used by the Marines. That color tan that the Marines used on their vehicles. I wanted to try to keep it somewhat military looking. Okay, let's get over to this one. So, the 73 CJ5, it's got a winch on it. And by the way, I would want to have a winch on this one before I go on that trip. So that's one thing I would need to do to this Jeep. Mechanically, I think it's different. Other than I think it's okay. I am concerned about the little bit of oil consumption. Transmission is fine. I rebuilt it. The exhaust is loud as all get out, which is great for a V8 Jeep. It's got 31-inch Coopers on it, which I originally had bought it for this Jeep. These tires were supposed to go on this Jeep, but in an effort to get this one up and going, I just put them on there. So I don't know if I'm going to leave these on here or just go ahead and move them over to the CJ2A and go on this trip. But ultimately, I need to buy another set of tires for either one of these Jeeps. All right, there's the original, all original 304 AMC and 2-barrel Motorcraft carburetor, power steering, no exhaust leaks at all. Everything is in great shape on this engine. I've spent a lot of time tinkering on it, getting ready, and honestly, I've been driving it to town, which is about 20 miles away very often, and I'm not afraid to go anywhere in this Jeep. To get it ready for a trip, the only major thing that I would like to do, there's some holes, as you can see in the floorboard right over here. I would like to fix all of that. There's a few more right here. You can see the light through the holes. And honestly, that's the only rust that's left on this Jeep. I am just completely amazed at how solid the body is on this thing. There's the bed is in good shape. The tailgate has no rust in it. Now there is Bondo. So I'm sure if I started uncovering things, it would reveal a whole lot more, but I certainly am not going to do that before this trip. I recently redid the whole windshield frame, put a brand new windshield in it. And gauges work, speedometer works, fuel gauge works. Honestly, with this Jeep, it would be more of a matter of just continuing to tinker on it. I like it. I like this Jeep, but my only concern is the road gears in this thing. And again, I'm doing, not a terribly difficult trail, but This one crawls. This one, you can get your hair out and enjoy it on the highway, all right? And for that reason, I don't really want to mess the gears up in this Jeep. I enjoy it here on the farm, but I also enjoy it getting out on the road. This one, it winds out at 55 miles an hour. I mean, that 4.3 is humming when it gets up to 55. This one, I can run 65 and still be at about 2,500 RPM, almost 3,000, just under 3,000. So it's not bad. So y'all, what should I do? What should I do? Continue fixing up on this one? That one's gonna take a lot more work to get ready, but honestly, I think the drivetrain is in better shape on this one. This one's just been a ball of joy to get going. It's already outfitted with a gas can. And by the way, it only gets 8 miles to the gallon. I haven't checked the mileage on that one, but I can imagine that one gets a whole lot better gas mileage than this one. That big old honking V8 sucks that gas down. But it's fun. It's fun. And it doesn't, you can't get a better sounding V8 than the way this thing sounds right here. So I don't know, y'all. I really don't. I'm the kind of person that likes to work under a hard deadline, and I know I need to do more work on this one. And if I put that hard deadline on myself that I've got to get this one ready for a trail ride, the old fella's just gonna get busy. And I think ultimately both of my Jeeps would be better if I do go that route. But should I just keep my mind sane and fix this one up and just have a good time? I really hadn't shaken this one out yet. So again, I could go either way. Please give me some advice and let me know what you think. All right, y'all, let's end this video. Kip, what you want to tell everybody? Just stare at them. Okay. All right, that's my buddy. That's my new buddy. Isn't he a pretty dog? Okay. He wants petting. That's all he wants is just a little petting. Yes, sirree. And look, that's a sign of major respect from a blue heeler. They're pack dogs, by the way. It's a mix of an Australian dingo and a Dalmatian, I believe. But that's what the pack does. Turns over and gives you their belly. I've been getting lots of belly the last couple of days. He's showing a very major sign of respect there. Okay, buddy. Get up. Come on. Get up. Get up. Let's go. He's tired. He's been following me around all day today. Okay, y'all. One last thing. Isn't that cross beautiful? Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And what a beautiful view I'm going to have out of the old barn dominium / shop when it's done. But y'all, there's nothing more important than the significance of what that means right there. Oh my goodness. I just walk out here and I just thank God. I thank God for what he did through his son on that cross. Oh my goodness, y'all. There's nothing more important than that right there. I think old Kip likes it too. Actually, there's a good little sand bed right there of some places that I have. And look, he loves digging in it. Good. Get it, Kip. Oh, and it feels good on his belly too. All right, y'all. Good night. Please give me some advice. I sure could use it. Thank you, and God bless.